Welcome to Labor of Love, a behind-the-scenes tour of the Ministry Outreach Center. My name is Nicole Tschetter. I am the Public Relations Manager for Denver Rescue Mission. I'll be your host for today's online event. Thank you all so much for joining us. Before we head over to the tour, I want to mention just a few things about using this platform so that you can engage with us today throughout the presentation. Please go ahead and find the Q&A feature on the webinar and open that panel. We invite you to submit your questions throughout the tour today, and we'll get to as many of those questions as we can following the tour with our very own Vice President of Operations, John Morarie. Here's John. He'll be joining us in just a little bit to respond to all of your questions. Also, we'll be posting announcements in the Q&A feature, so please be sure to watch for additional information and links to be posted there. And before we begin the tour, we're going to just take a couple of moments to look over our 4 core strategies. Our first is emergency services. People are invited inside, off the street, where their immediate needs are met and critical relationships are built with mission staff. The second is rehabilitation. Men living with addiction are equipped with work readiness skills, receive help to overcome destructive habits, find permanent housing, and begin a new life. The third is transitional programs. Families and individuals in need receive case management, develop life skills, and save for permanent housing. And last but not least, our community outreach. People struggling in our community receive assistance with food, clothing, furniture, household items, and holiday meals. Today's discussion and tour will specifically involve our community outreach core strategies. We'll be giving you a behind-the-scenes tour of our Ministry Outreach Center, our warehouse facility that serves as the headquarters of operations for Denver Rescue Mission. Please know that our team always wears masks at all of our facilities. For this tour and making sure that we were audible on camera, we ensured we were 6 feet apart while not wearing masks. Let's head to our presentation and tour now, a behind-the-scenes tour of the Ministry Outreach Center.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nicole Tschetter. I am the Public Relations Manager at Denver Rescue Mission. Right now, we are at the Ministry Outreach Center, about to give you an inside exclusive tour of all of the operations and services that go on here. And of course, we are joined by...
I'm John Morarie, Vice President of Operations.
And we are at the receiving dock right now. John, what happens here at the receiving dock?
So at this receiving dock, we get donations of all kinds. We have individuals come and they drop off clothing, furniture, food. They can come during normal business hours of 7:30 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. We also have a lot of businesses come. They'll bring big trucks and they drop off a lot of donations again. Same kinds of things, clothing, food, and furniture. And they get brought in here, and once they're there, we go in and we start sorting all the donations. And if you're interested in donating, you just come up here, ring this bell behind me. Someone will come and help you. They're wearing a mask. They'll give you plenty of space. We're just super appreciative of your donation. It really helps transform lives here at Denver Rescue Mission.
And so you kind of touched on it just a little bit there, but what is the process for, someone, they have an item that they want to donate at their house? Kind of walk me through those steps.
Yeah, so first step is go on to denverrescuemission.org and see what kind of items we take. And then if you see that you can come and drop it off here, you come and drive to Ministry Outreach Center and drop it off. Or we also offer at some point in-home furniture pickup, but both those things can be found at denverrescuemission.org.
Yep, absolutely. Location, hours, everything on our website, denverrescuemission.org. We have a lot more to see at the Ministry Outreach Center, so let's head inside. We are now in client services. As you can see behind me, lots and lots of treasures that we're able to hand out. John, what happens here exactly in client services?
So client services is really one of our entry points for Denver Rescue Mission, where people can experience hope and dignity. And when they come in here, they really can shop for themselves. They can see all the different offerings that we have, all the treasure, as we like to say, and they can pick out what they need for their family. and they can take it home free of charge. And it really comes, again, just like we talked about outside, from all the generous donations from the community. But they can pick anything they need for their family.
And we've obviously been pivoting a lot of our operations here at Denver Rescue Mission during COVID-19. What are some of those changes that we've seen here in client services during this time?
Yeah. So when we were in January, February, March, before COVID hit, we were seeing up to 90 folks in here in the morning. We were really moving a lot of need that we saw in the community. And then COVID came, and we really had to pivot in our organization to really essential functions. And so we had a lot of our staff who normally serve in this environment go and serve at our Lawrence Street Community Center, serve in our Denver Rescue Mission Lawrence facility. And so we really had to shut this down for the first 45 to 60 days. At the end of May, we started to see that we could open up as the city of Denver was opening up. And when we did that, we really cut in half the amount of people that we saw. Now we have room for 3 people an hour. We're open in the mornings, every morning, Monday through Friday. And so we're really just trying to serve those who need the assistance right now, but it's really a fraction of what we were once serving. So
now we're going to kind of pivot just a little bit and talk to Shelly Harwood. She is our client services coordinator. And Shelly, you work with a lot of families here who have incredible stories. Could you maybe share one that you've seen how they've been impacted by client services?
Absolutely. Well, over the course right before COVID, we had a couple that kept visiting, and they were coming from Oklahoma and living in their car, just a young couple. So they went and visited admin building, and they saw Miss Rochelle, and she sent them over. And so they started coming in and used up their visits. Darling young couple making some poor choices, waiting for their ship to come in, but we were able to get them established with hygiene, clothing for the day. She needed boots, didn't have boots. We found boots, treasure. One time she came in, she asked if she could have her hair washed. And so I accommodated, and we figured out how to make that happen, and we did that for her.
What are some items that you all are in need of right now that people at home watching can bring in and donate and really provide for client services?
Our biggest needs are always diapers. So 4, 5, and 6 diapers. We get lots of ones for some reason, but 4, 5, and 6 diapers, and baby wipes we never run out of. So we always need that. Any kind of shoe, practical shoe. This is a practical store. We have people come in here, everything that's practical we need.
Well, thank you so much, Shelly, and for everybody watching right now, for all the details on how you can sign up to volunteer with the lovely Miss Shelly. You can head over to our website, denverrescuemission.org, and we are going to continue our tour of the Ministry Outreach Center, so let's go. Shop right now, and what happens here? Give me the breakdown of that.
Yeah, so this is a great part of the Ministry Outreach Center. The community partners with us by donating vehicles to Denver Rescue Mission. One of the biggest difficulties of Denver is navigating mass transit. It's a big city. Sometimes where you live is far from where you work. And so here, people donate vehicles, and then the staff come and they are able to fix the vehicles. We're able to give them to folks in the program as they graduate. And it's one way of us being able to say, not only are we so proud of you for being able to change your life in the name of Christ and really all the work that you've done, but now we want to take one pressure off of life, and that's giving them a vehicle so that they can go to and from work and do whatever they need to do. So it's a great place. They come in here, we get upwards of about 300 vehicles a year, and really it's the generous support of the community that makes this place run. So we have 2 great mechanics. They do a great job, and we're really proud of this program.
And a huge part of Denver Rescue Mission is our New Life program, which is a year-long rehabilitation program, and a large part of that is the work readiness element.
Yep.
Could you maybe speak on how work readiness plays a role here in the vehicle maintenance program?
Yeah, so every day we have men from our New Life program come over here and serve alongside the staff, and they'll work on vehicles or whatever we might have that day. And as they're doing that, we're really trying to focus on soft skills. They're only with us for a few months, so sometimes they have great mechanical background and they're really able to help wrench and get cars fixed up. Other times, really focusing on soft skills. What does it mean to show up on time? What does it mean to work well with your supervisor, work well with other people, and then really start a task and finish a task. And so we're really just excited to partner with them and them to really kind of come alongside and serve us and really feel like they're making a difference while they're getting their life changed.
And we've kind of been saying it all day long, but if people want to find out more information on our vehicle donation program or how they can donate, where do they head?
Yeah, go to denverrescuemission.org and just find the link for a vehicle, and you'll be able to see all the aspects of how to get a vehicle, what does it do, how does it change someone's life here, and we're excited that the community continues to partner with us. So.
Well, thank you, Don, so much for your time. We have a lot more exciting pieces to see at the Ministry Outreach Center, so we're going to head over there. Joined by Jesse Ludema, Director of our Ministry Outreach Center. Jesse, where are we standing right now, and what are all of these items that we see behind us?
Yeah, so right now we're standing in our sorting area and storage area. Most of what you see behind you here is dry goods from all the donations that we get in. So we get several truckloads every week, and even more than that, even just dry goods specifically. Back there we have mattresses, we have bedding, we have really every supply you could think of to sustain our shelters, our kitchens, all of our facilities. This is kind of the center where everything is stored and then distributed out.
Could you give us, a donation example that you guys have had over the past couple of months that really sticks out?
Yeah. So one was a few weeks ago, we had about 32,000 diapers come through here. And those are such a significant item for the community, for mothers in need who need those diapers. They're expensive, right? So 32,000, they're stored back there, and then we distribute them throughout the year.
And for men who are in our New Life program, work readiness is such a huge part of it. Could you speak to, the role that they play here at the Ministry Outreach Center?
Yeah, so when they're in the program, they work for 6 months. And so we get quite a few guys here, usually about 15 on average, that are here at the Ministry Outreach Center. I absolutely love that I get to work with them. It's an amazing opportunity to see the growth in their lives and to see the value they contribute as well. All of this back here, it's sorted, and we have to make sense of all the donations that come in. So the guys in the New Life program, they're a huge part of that. They help us do all of those essential processes. They're on forklifts, some of them are drivers. They're filling food orders that go out to our kitchen so we can serve about 2,000 meals every day. So they are a crucial part of what we do, and also it's just amazing to see their life change as they work and contribute. And again, it's just favorite parts of working here.
Now we are with David, who is in our New Life program. You've been with us for 6 months. David, tell me what you do here at the Ministry Outreach Center.
Well, here at the Ministry Outreach Center, I'm a driver for pickup deliveries. I pick up donations from food banks. I pick up the guys to bring them over here. I'm also a shuttle driver for the mission, and I also work in warehouse.
And how has working here at the Ministry Outreach Center impacted your journey in the New Life program?
Well, it has helped me build up my health and build up my people skills, so I can work work with people better, and just help me just build up my morale.
That's absolutely awesome. And so what are some of your future goals looking ahead?
Well, right now, I still got 6 months left in the program, and I'm just trying to find myself. Find the Lord, have a better relationship with God. My job skills are okay. I just got to find peace. That's my skills to find the Lord better.
And would you say the New Life program is helping you do all of that?
Yes, definitely. I feel I'm becoming a better person for me and my daughter. So that's what I'm here for. I love working here. The people are great. That's what I'm here for. Become a better person.
Well, thank you so much for just sharing a little bit of your incredible story. We wish you the absolute best of luck.
Well, thank you for inviting me.
Now in the furniture storage area where Denver Rescue Mission receives furniture of all different shapes and sizes. Jesse, who receives the furniture?
Yeah, so we have our people that are going through our program, and if they graduate our program, then they're eligible to receive furniture. So they're really moving into smaller apartments, going through major life transition, getting back on their feet, and so they're able to receive this furniture. We also work with outside organizations and a few case managers from those organizations to make sure that people in need most that are moving to smaller apartments are getting furniture that's going to be a blessing to them.
And what type of condition does the furniture need to be in?
Yeah, so what we receive needs to be in good condition. So no rips, stains, discoloration, pet hair, structural damage, anything like that. Because we want to provide dignity to the people we serve, we want to serve them well. We want to make sure that they're getting something that is a treasure to them, that's special to their apartment, right? Because a lot of them have fallen on hard times, and something as simple as a nice couch, a nice coffee table, can really restore a sense of dignity for people. So it is important that it's in good condition.
Has anything changed during COVID-19 as far as furniture donations go?
Yeah, so unfortunately right now we are not picking up furniture. However, people can drop off furniture that meets our quality standards at our ministry outreach center, and we're happy to receive it there as long as it meets our conditions.
And are you guys in need of any certain furniture donations right now?
Yeah, so we're always in need of couches, end tables, coffee tables, dressers, beds that aren't king size, anything that's going to be a blessing to a smaller apartment. So think clean and space efficient.
Awesome, thank you so much, Jesse. And now we just have one more stop left on our tour. Let's head over to that freezer. Now let's talk food services. We are joined by Kevin Baker, who is the director of our food services. Kevin, can you share what happens to the food that was brought here to the Ministry Outreach Center?
Yeah, absolutely. So what happens typically when all the food comes into the Ministry Outreach Center, we look at it to make sure that if it's a canned good, that it's not damaged, that it's not dented or damaged or anything else like that. If it's a perishable product that needs to go in a refrigerator or a freezer, we also look and inspect it to make sure that it is safe for us to prepare and consume. Then once we send it in here, our chefs from one of our 4 locations, whether it be our Lawrence Street Community Center, the Crossings facility, Harvest Farm, or Fort Collins Rescue Mission, will come and place their orders, and then we send it out so it can be prepared for meals throughout the community.
And Kevin, how many chefs do you have on your team?
We currently have a total of 13 chefs, and of those 13 chefs, they are serving on average about 1,900 meals a day. We do that, we serve about 600 meals a day at our Lawrence Street Community Center. At the Crossing, which is our residential treatment facility, we serve on average about 250 meals a day. And then in northern Colorado, we serve another 300 or so meals a day.
So that's a lot of meals. How do you guys plan for all of that?
So we meet together, I meet with my team, with my leadership team every Tuesday, and we kind of talk about, hey, what do we want to plan out from a menu perspective for the coming weeks? And then the chefs that are in charge of each of the facilities will come to the Ministry Outreach Center. They will walk around, see what we have available, and then they will put those menu plans into action at each one of the facilities. And we do it on Tuesday so that starting on Sunday, they have all the food that they would need to prepare for the week. And if at any point during the week they need to get some more product, they just come over here to the Ministry Outreach Center, place an order, and then we will send it to them.
And with COVID-19, we've partnered with the City of Denver to open up the National Western Auxiliary Shelter, and they are helping us provide meals over there. But what has changed for you since COVID-19 has happened?
Well, one of the biggest changes is we've gone from serving over 1,500 meals a day at our Lawrence Street Community Center to about 600 meals a day. The other 900 or so meals that we typically would have served at our Lawrence Street Community Center are being served to our guests at the National Western Complex. Then we, at the Crossing facility, we've also seen a slight decrease in the number of guests that we have staying because we weren't able to allow people to come into our programs for a short period of time, but now that process is back up and running. So the Crossing facility operates exactly the same as it always has. Our Harvest Farm facility operates just like it always has, and the Fort Collins Rescue Mission is still doing what they normally have done.
So Kevin, let's get on to our favorite topic. Let's talk turkeys.
Oh, I can't wait.
Every November, we collect 15,000 turkeys from people all around in the community. Where do those turkeys go here in the Ministry Outreach Center, and what does your operations look like for that?
Yeah, so everybody thinks, oh, well, it's November, so that's when they do all the planning for our turkeys. But we actually start planning in June. We started planning last month, and we really kind of ramps up in July, August, September, and October. And what we have to do is we have to clean out our freezer. So we have a dedicated space in the back of our freezer where we start to receive turkeys, and then we just keep receiving them and keep getting them until we reach the goal that we're looking for, and then we hand them out. We give out 3,000 Thanksgiving banquets in a box, which is exactly what it sounds like. It is a complete meal for a family of 4 to 6 that we hand out those meals to. Then we also prepare a lot of those turkeys at any one of our 4 facilities. We do banquets as well, and then we hand them. And then anybody in need that needs a turkey during Thanksgiving time, we hand that out at multiple places throughout the city of Denver.
Thank you so much, Kevin. I absolutely love turkey time. So what are, before turkey time happens, what are some items that we need right now?
Well, right now, on a daily basis, we need what we consider to be staples, which would be salt, pepper, any type of spice. Those are things that we don't typically get donated on a daily basis. We also need sugar, flour, shelf-stable milk, any non-perishable food item, whether it be a canned good or a box of soup or pre-made gravy, something like that. If you have any questions, you can go on. We also have a wish list that's on Amazon. The Amazon wish list, where you can click the top 5 items that we are in need for on a weekly basis.
Thank you so much, Kevin, for joining us here today. This concludes our tour of the Ministry Outreach Center. As all of you guys have seen and heard stories from Kevin and more information, you can tell that our operations at the Ministry Outreach Center are truly a labor of love. And now we are going to head back to our live discussion and answer your questions that you all have.
Thank you all so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed that behind the scenes look of our Ministry Outreach Center. Now is the moment you all have been waiting for, our question and answer portion of our live event today. For those of you who didn't catch it right at the beginning, John Morarie, our Vice President of Operations, is here with us live to answer your questions. And just a quick reminder, submit those questions through Microsoft Teams. There's a section right there that you can submit those questions to. We've already had a couple come through. So John, I'm just gonna get rolling on those questions, and I'll start with our first one that came through. What precautions do you and your team take at the Ministry Outreach Center to keep staff, program participants, and visitors safe during COVID-19?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, thanks for everyone joining today. We take the same precautions at the Ministry Outreach Center that we take at all of our facilities. We take temperatures as you enter the facility, so that and we're doing that in accordance with local health guidelines. We also are requiring that masks be worn. We social distance when possible as we're kind of moving product around. And we're really just kind of educating consistently on the importance of cleanliness and washing your hands. You change a task, hey, go wash your hands, and then come back. And everyone seems to be really on board with that. I think we want to serve, but we want to do it safely.
Thanks so much for that answer, John. And our second question is, can anybody come in and get stuff, or do they need to be registered to utilize client services or the vehicle donation program, or just to get food?
Yeah, so for the client services, which you can get clothing, hygiene, and food, it's in the mornings. The times are posted on our website, and really you just come and show any document, any ID, and then any kind of document that shares your family size, and then you're allowed to kind of shop. Again, we only allow 3 people in that clothing room at any given time. And as they move around, they're able to get what they need. But really, anybody from the community can come. We only allow right now in COVID season for them to come once per month. And then for the vehicle donation program, we're really giving cars to folks who graduate our program. So this is the New Life program. both in Denver and in Wellington at Harvest Farm, and the STAR program as well. So those 3 programs, as folks graduate, they're able to receive a car from us, and that's who is currently able to receive that.
Our next question is, you have played such an integral part at the Ministry Outreach Center. Could you share a personal story of yours where you experienced a family or an organization really receive help from Denver Rescue Mission?
Yeah, I really think of our what we call Turkey Time here, which is our annual event where we receive 15,000 turkeys. Denver Rescue Mission's been around, as you guys know, 128 years and has a great reputation in the community, really is known for serving this community. And so the community outpours gives us 15,000 turkeys. We have 100 agencies that come along and partner with us. And so when you guys see on the news or in different places, man, the Denver Rescue Mission needs turkeys, we're not joking. We literally will have 15,000 turkeys come into our building, into the Ministry Outreach Center, and go out of our building by the end of it. And I talk with countless organizations when they come up to us and say, hey, thank you so much for the 125 turkeys. Here's what I'm going to go do with this. Here's how I'm going to go and work within the schools or work within this community or that community. And I really think about that this is just a multiplying effort, that when you give to Denver Rescue Mission, it's amazing how God uses that to multiply what happens in our community. And I just see it all the time. I see it in Thanksgiving Banquet in a Box when folks drive through and get to meet some Broncos players or get to meet even some of you, our donors who join us in that event. And they're just incredibly thankful. And they never not have a smile on our face, because the dignity and the hope that I think Denver Rescue Mission provides in the name of Christ really just lifts their spirits. They don't feel like they're getting a handout. They feel like they're getting a hand up. And I can think of countless stories during the month of November in our turkey season where I see that happening and the multiplying effect of what God can do with just one turkey. So.
And just a quick reminder, I know you just mentioned this briefly, maybe just reiterate our volunteer policy right now with COVID-19. We got a couple other questions come through. So just making sure that everybody knows our volunteer opportunities right now.
Yeah, so the best way to see different volunteer opportunities is go to denverrescuemission.org. There's a button on there to volunteer. You can serve a meal. You can get involved in short-term volunteer opportunities that's listed there. You can also get involved in long-term volunteer opportunities. And then the summer is kind of the summer of interns. We get a lot of interns come alongside of us that come and work with us. And again, we do everything in our power to keep this as safe and as clean as possible. But we also want to serve the community that's coming to our front door. So.
And John, when do you accept donations for things like bed frames?
I think normally we would, you can call us, we'll talk through the kinds of things that we need at any given time. Bed frames, couches, tables, it's kind of an ongoing case by case basis. It really, sometimes folks give it to us and they're big sectionals, and some of our folks are moving into 1 or 2 bedroom apartments. And so we're really trying to find certain kinds of furniture that really fit the lifestyle that folks are moving into and moving out of homelessness and into an apartment or into a home. And so just give us a call, check out our website, and you can kind of see the different ways and what we're really needing at any given time.
As you mentioned in our tour, there has been a lot of pivoting and transitioning of your team and the Ministry Outreach Center's operations during COVID-19. You had to share, one thing about your team's efforts during these challenging times with the community at large. What would that message look like?
I think if I were to share what's happened with our team, I think there's really been a tremendous amount of perseverance. It's been a season of unprecedented change. Early in this COVID, I can remember meeting with certain members of our team and just thinking, hey, we had a plan in the morning, and then in the afternoon it was a different plan. And so it was a constant adjustment, constant changing. Now I feel like we're a little more steady, and now we're in this perseverance phase where it's so difficult sometimes when you look out and you don't know when this is going to end. You don't know what's going to happen. I see the question of how we can pray. I think it's just perseverance for the staff, perseverance for the volunteers who come alongside of us, perseverance who folks, if you can't even come out to volunteer right now, that you just pray and persevering in this work. I think those kinds of things really come to mind when I think of what the staff has really done. They really answer the call. They really answered some very difficult and challenging times, but I think they've persevered through it. And most importantly, I think people have met Jesus at Denver Rescue Mission. And whether that's through a meal, whether that's through encountering client services, whether that's going to National Western and experiencing a safe place to sleep and engage case management, I think all those things, folks are meeting Jesus every day, and I think it's awesome.
John, you really led into our last and final question that we'll be answering today, but this individual asked, how can we pray for the needs of the mission?
Yeah, I think in this season of unprecedented nature, things are changing. I go back to that the Lord intercedes in our behalf. I pray for what God leads you to pray in this season, whether that is how you can get involved, whether that is how you can give clothing or hygiene or a turkey in November, or how you give financially, or how you just pray for folks that you see on the side of the road as you're driving, who sometimes are holding up a sign, or right now, as you've seen on the news in tent camps, to not make it a political issue or something like that. But these are people, these are sons, their daughters, their husbands, their wives, but most importantly, they're beloved by the Lord. And so how can we come alongside them in prayer, be a people of prayer, be a people who appeal to the Lord, knowing that, God raised Jesus from the dead. He's going to raise us from the dead someday. And he has immense power to change people's lives. And that's what we do. So.
And John, is there anything that you haven't been asked that you feel is important to share with anyone before we wrap up here?
Yeah, I think in operations, we really just tried to answer kind of the back end of what you see. I think that's why you saw at the Ministry Outreach Center. We just tried to provide meals for folks. We try to provide clean places and safe places for them to sleep. And everything that we do is just trying to remove barriers for people when they think of a shelter, when they think of Denver Rescue Mission. We try to make it a place where it's welcoming, where it's somewhere they want to be, and then they engage with wonderful staff and they start to work on changing their lives. And so I just think I just appreciate everyone's partnership. So.
Well, thank you so much, John, for joining us today for our live event featuring the Ministry Outreach Center. For those of you who are watching, we provided several ways during the tour that you can respond to help, specifically at the Ministry Outreach Center and Denver Rescue Mission at large. Please find all of these helpful links in the announcements, and there's also more information on donating items and signing up to volunteer there as well. Our next online event is Wednesday, August 19th at 6 p.m. This is one that you do not want to miss. It'll be featuring worship music by Red Rocks Church, followed by updates from Brad Miley, our president and CEO here at the Denver Rescue Mission. We really hope that you'll join us around the dinner table or from your sofa, wherever you are. We hope that you join us for what will be an inspiring and informative event. Please tell us what you thought about today's online event. The survey link is now available in the announcements. We'd love to hear your feedback. Thank you all for all of the ways that you come alongside us here at Denver Rescue Mission with support of your resources, time, and prayers. We wish you all health and peace during this time, and we really look forward to gathering with you all again at our next online event on August 19th. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.